Step into the ring, fans. It's main event reports, bringing you all the latest from WWE. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's get started. The WWE Universe was left speechless after one of the most jaw-dropping moments in recent memory. What was supposed to be another night of spectacle and glory at Clash in Paris turned into chaos when Roman Reigns, the undisputed tribal chief and the face of modern WWE, was brutally ambushed. The assault wasn't some spontaneous brawl or scripted shocker. It was cold, calculated, and vicious in its precision. Those who witnessed it said the moment felt almost unreal, like watching the unthinkable unfold before their eyes. Medical personnel sprinted to ringside as Reigns lay battered, the once unbreakable symbol of dominance suddenly human and fragile. Backstage, the atmosphere was heavy with disbelief. For years, Roman Reigns had embodied power, control, and invincibility. But in Paris, that aura shattered. No one could process what they had just seen. Staff and talent stood frozen, their faces a mix of fear and heartbreak. The tribal chief, arguably the most commanding figure in wrestling, had fallen, and the shockwaves were felt across the entire industry. Triple H's emotional address moments after the incident, Triple H took to the stage to address the stunned audience. His tone was grave, his words raw and unscripted. For the first time in public, WWE leadership openly acknowledged the seriousness of what had transpired. Triple H's message was simple but powerful. Roman Reigns was seriously hurt, and the company's sole focus was his recovery. Gone were the usual bravado and storyline hype. This was real emotion, a mix of respect, concern, and disbelief. Backstage sources revealed that Triple H's words weren't just a corporate response. They reflected genuine care for a performer who had carried the company on his shoulders for years. Behind the scenes, WWE officials and medical staff moved quickly, assessing Reigns' condition with urgency. Reports confirmed injuries to his ribs, shoulder, and neck. Painful, but not career-ending. Still, the weight of the moment was unmistakable. For the first time in years, WWE faced the reality that even its strongest warrior was not invincible. Inside the locker room, the atmosphere backstage that night was electric, but not in celebration. Veteran wrestlers, some of whom had shared countless battles with Reigns, were visibly shaken. There were whispers, tears, and silent prayers. Younger talent looked on, realizing just how dangerous their profession could be. Sources described the locker room as tense and conflicted. Some wrestlers were heartbroken, while others saw the moment as a turning point, a potential opportunity to rise in Reigns' absence. The Paris attack, though shocking, sent a ripple through the entire roster. It reminded everyone that the world of wrestling, though built on performance, often walks a thin line between fiction and reality. In private, several top stars reportedly approached Triple H, offering to support Reigns in any way possible. Others began strategizing, knowing that the power balance within WWE might soon shift. For many, the tribal chief's injury wasn't just the fall of a champion. It was the temporary collapse of the company's moral compass. The plan behind the curtain. As news of the attack spread like wildfire, WWE Creative went into overdrive. What had started as a shocking real-life event was quickly transformed into the foundation for one of the most ambitious storylines in years. Behind closed doors, writers and producers began crafting a narrative that would both honor Reigns' resilience and elevate those responsible for the ambush. The plan was delicate: balance authenticity with spectacle, emotion with entertainment. Sources revealed that the attackers, a group of hungry rising stars, were being positioned as legitimate threats, men who saw Roman Reigns as the final mountain to climb before achieving superstardom. Every segment, every promo, and every confrontation was being carefully planned to ensure the story felt real, but never reckless. The leadership wanted to send a message. This isn't just another feud. It's a chapter in a larger saga of respect, redemption, and rebirth. WWE knew that if handled right, the Paris incident could evolve from tragedy into triumph, a defining moment that reshaped the company's narrative for years to come. The road to recovery, Roman Reigns' recovery, quickly became the emotional centerpiece of WWE's storytelling and its reality. Medical teams confirmed that while his injuries were serious, they were manageable with time and care. Reigns began an intensive rehabilitation program under strict supervision, focusing not just on physical healing, but on mental strength. Insiders described him as determined, channeling frustration and pain into focus and discipline. Even in recovery, the tribal chief's leadership never wavered. He worked closely with WWE Creative, shaping the narrative of his comeback to ensure it honored both his character and the realism of the situation. In quiet moments, he was said to reflect deeply on what the Paris attack meant, not just to him as a performer, but as a man. For years, Reigns had stood at the top of the mountain. Now he was climbing back up again, step by step. The message from doctors and executives alike was clear. There would be no rushing this process. Roman Reigns' health came first. His story of endurance, pain, and resolve was one the entire WWE Universe could rally behind. The rebirth of a legend. As weeks passed, fans began noticing subtle hints, video vignettes showing Reigns training in dimly lit gyms, his silhouette framed by echoes of his greatest moments. WWE's social media strategy turned the recovery into a global phenomenon. Every clip, every image, every word was crafted to remind fans of the warrior's spirit that made Reigns an icon. Meanwhile, the superstars behind the Paris attack leaned fully into their roles as villains, using interviews and promos to taunt the absent tribal chief. The tension built slowly, deliberately. Fans debated online, speculated endlessly, and waited for the inevitable return. Inside WWE headquarters, the creative team saw the storyline as something bigger than wrestling. It was about resilience, about confronting fear, about reclaiming one's power after being broken. Reigns' absence became his greatest weapon. When he finally appeared again, even briefly, the roar of the crowd was deafening. That one moment, Reigns standing tall, bruised but unbowed, reignited the spark that made him the heart of the company. A new era begins. The Paris attack was more than an event. It became a turning point in WWE history. Triple H's leadership, Reigns' courage, and the performer's dedication turned tragedy into one of the most emotionally charged arcs ever seen in sports entertainment. The storyline evolved beyond a rivalry. It became a story of humanity. Behind every punch, every promo, every moment of silence was the shared understanding that even legends can fall, and when they rise again, they inspire millions. WWE executives have made it clear. The safety and well-being of performers will always come first. Reigns' journey back to the ring will be carefully managed, ensuring his long-term health remains the priority. Yet beyond the logistics, there's something deeper unfolding. Roman Reigns' return isn't just about reclaiming championships or avenging betrayal. It's about rediscovering purpose, rebuilding strength, and reminding the world why he stands as the tribal chief. His next chapter won't just define his legacy. It will define the future of WWE itself.